did he show any of you he could be in for that big Sean Payton-infused makeover season around the horn? Bomani Jones.
Now, look, if that game carries any weight in the equation, like any weight whatsoever in the equation, who's going to be the starter, then Jameis Winston locked it up last night because there were two dudes that were out there and only one of them looked like an NFL quarterback, and that was Jameis Winston. Now, the big makeover thing, Sean Payton is interesting in that we look at it, it's like, yo, Sean Payton, he can make quarterbacks get a whole lot better. We really saw him do it with Drew Brees, right? He got it together with this one guy, and he's been was with that guy for like 15 years. We can't expect him to just be a magician with just anybody. But in terms of talent, there's a reason Winston was the #1 overall pick. There's a reason why he was a Heisman Trophy winner when he was a redshirt freshman. We all acknowledge the significant level of talent that's there. The question is just, can you get him to stop making bad decisions? Did 1 year off of the field get him in a position where he realized that some of those throws he made were throws that he should not make? If he reached that point and he's with Sean Payton, who is a great offensive coordinator, then, oh, yeah, this could be something serious.
Mm-hmm. Tim Calishow, you see it that way?
Pretty much, because there's a couple things we don't think about much when we discuss Jameis Winston. One of those things is 6 months younger than Dak Prescott. We tend to think of Jameis as kind of a finished product and maybe a little on the washed-up side after things didn't work out in his first 5 years at Tampa Bay. But the other thing we don't think about when we talk about those league-leading interceptions that ended his time with the Bucs is the 5,000 yards passing that led the league. That was the way that team moved the ball. It was a 5-11 team, I think, that wasn't very good, and they had one chance, and that was for Jameis to throw the ball down the field. Now he's on a team with a really good defense, with Kamara at running back, a lot of different ways to attack people. And as Bomani said, that light bulb has to click that I don't have to throw it into this triple coverage here and make a play. I've got to cut back on the interceptions. And if he does, then that makeover that you mentioned can happen.
A lot of ifs from Mr. Jones and Mr. Calishow. Woody Page, give me a will.
Well, he will be, I think, an improved quarterback over what he was in Tampa Bay. And Bomani, you're somewhat not understanding that when Teddy Bridgewater came there, he started 6 games while Brees was injured and won 5 of those games. So he did do it with Bridgewater, who hadn't played in 2 or 3 years prior to that. So I think that the two of them will work together well. Peyton has said, I promise you he's not going to throw 30 interceptions. And the reason will be this, he'll do a much better job with him if he were on pace to throw 30. He wouldn't be the starting quarterback for very long in New Orleans. I think that they're going to work as a tandem very well there. I think if he can cut down to, say, half his interceptions and throw 24 touchdowns as Brees did last year and maybe 12 interceptions, that would be fine in New Orleans and would get them, and particularly with opening against the Packers, he's going to be the starting quarterback.
Good argument, a sound argument from Woody Page. Most impressive, he said, Bomani's not understanding something and may have gotten away with it. He may be able to live to tell the story afterwards. Let's see. First, Ramona Shelburne.
Well, look, if we're using interceptions and turnovers as our metric of is he better, they had no turnovers yesterday. They had 6 against the Ravens the week before. Now, I'm not sure if that's just the Jaguars that they're playing and again, compared to the Ravens, but he didn't turn the ball over yesterday. And I think I think Jameis really gives them a whole dimension that they didn't have with Drew Brees. That touchdown pass that he threw to Callaway, that went 53 yards in the air. That's the longest ball that any Saints quarterback has thrown in the air since 2016.
Wow, good piece of information, Ramona. Bomani Jones, come back in. Go at Woody if you may.
No, I understood where he was coming from. I'm just saying that simply. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater was a decent quarterback before. It's not like he turned somebody who was terrible into something great. They managed games and they figured it out. But you talk about that thing with Winston and Brees. Drew Brees couldn't get the ball down the field. He was second in the league last year in completion percentage, but only 14th in yards per attempt. They got a guy that can stretch the field now.
Wow, you hear that, Woody Page? I love it when they bring in the 2 boxes next to each other, like, here we go, let's go. It's like they're weighing in for a fight. And Bomani allows for Woody to take the win here. An incredible play from Page here.
I don't know if that was a win. That was not how I interpreted this at all.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.